Hello, everyone. Today an oil pastel session, and we will be painting Impressionist painting by Gustave Caillebotte. It's about the Yerres. That's the name of the river, if I'm not wrong. And the main focus are the raindrops. Yeah, so it will be nice experiment. We see the river, we see the trees, we see some sun in the sky, and also it reflects on the water. Yeah, so not forget those. Composition, yeah, we have like a diagonal here at the bottom, a bit more straight, going a bit up, maybe the horizon, the trees reflecting. Yeah, so let's experiment. And as kind of advanced, let's start straight away with oil pastels. I suggest we take maybe brownish color, yeah, maybe light one, and we just kind of sketch our the composition. So I would say it's around, okay, we can divide more or less in 3 parts the side from here. So from the top till where the river ends, then the river itself at this side is also almost like 1/3, and yeah, the ground. So actually good for us. Yeah, then we can kind of plan also with your finger just around, then I can put my strokes. And the other side, then we have a huge diagonal going pretty much down. So I can mark again to where I'm going. Yeah, and this one is going pretty much straight. So kind of. Yeah, this one maybe you can also straight away make with a thickness. And then don't forget that this this wooden border, yeah, you can actually see very well here. It goes, yeah, it's wide, much more wider here and much more like thinner. Yeah, so those parts are important. Yeah, we have our perspective. Right, and then the line. Let's see. Then maybe we can also, so then I will change for the darker oil pastel, and okay, I can do a bit of shadow here. Yeah, and again with the shadow, the same story. On the right side it's bigger, left side is getting smaller. All right, and then we have also darker part there. And then I say, let's go for the trees. So again, just some dark brown. Maybe it's not a must to copy all of them. Yeah, maybe you also can choose which one you like. Yeah, but then also remember, of course, some are thinner, some are thicker. Yeah, maybe also change a bit the browns. Yeah, not all with one brown. But somewhere maybe a bit. We can see here, like maybe the tree is a bit closer to us, so it's a bit lighter. With some here is something like an entrance there, I guess. Like to the other. Yeah, some trees have branches, some not really, not much. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, later, of course, we cover them with the nice greenish colors. Mm-hmm. All right, and then we can also plan a little bit the reflection. That is much more pale, yeah, let's say, but also different. And then it's starting also not straight away from this borderline, but then we have a little bit green part that will be of bushes, and then around maybe somewhere more towards middle the yeah, so maybe like, and then again, of course, like the main ones you can see better. And I'm painting like all of them, so I'm not worried about now that there is rain. We will put the rain afterwards. Okay, more or less. Okay, this bottom part I'll do a bit later, because then just not to get messy around, you know, like touching by and let me see the next steps. Okay, I think we can start putting greens. You can just also kind of take out the greens you think you will be useful to use. Yeah, some brighter, some darkers. And since in oil pastels, it actually doesn't matter, like you can start with both light or dark. Well, I think I'll start with dark spots. Yeah, let's say here. And maybe it's also nice working parallel with two. So maybe like you take one a bit lighter or one a bit more pale. And yes, I'm doing kind of small lines and at the same time kind of parallel. Yeah, so then it's not just kind of one color, but in parallel I'm mixing a little bit two colors. Here, if you see somewhere like very those light areas, yeah, if you notice them, you can also mark straight away with lighter green. Yeah, because of course these effects of light, this is, let's say, the bread of painter. Yeah, that's where he gets this all the nice. And of course, also feel free to change a bit if you have some green that you prefer, and then it's not really the same matching what the artist has there. So that's okay. Yeah, and then we remember also, let's say, the bottom leaves I can do pressing much harder my oil pastel stick, and then the ones on top there I can go with very, very light, so then they feel more transparent and they get this yeah, even also texture. Yeah. And in oil pastel, let's say the technique as we're working, it's not really as with acrylics. We take one color and now we painted it, we used it. Here it's more like constantly jumping from one color to another. Yeah, you might have like 3, 4 oil pastel at the same time in your hand. And so therefore you can choose how you like to do it. Maybe you take dark oil pastel and you kind of try to spot all the dark parts and just put all these main dark shadows. Yeah? Or you prefer working, let's say, yeah, area by area. So you take one area and put all those colors, like both light and dark, and then you move to the next one. Don't forget we have very like nice, very bright light behind. So actually it could be also nice just kind of have it there. I'm thinking, well, I will take the lightest yellow I have, and if it's too yellow, then you can put a bit more white on top. But then also for it to start shining, then of course you need also the rest to make more darker. So here in the middle, I have put this very yellowish shape. And then it's also something even pinkish there. Like just a bit. And then all the rest we continue forming all those greens. And then, of course, try from time to time, sit back, see how it looks all together. Yeah, here it's definitely more of this story, yeah, making it whole. So, because here it's even not so much about details. Yeah, we don't, like, we're not interested in showing some very detailed leaves and, you know, but we want the whole feeling, the feeling that there are shadows and there are I can mix green with brown also to get some darker. And then try also to move a bit like differently your whole pastel, can tap a bit and then actually can get nice yeah, texture for leaves, and there are like some separate ones. And also even some just lines. Yeah, it's also can work nicely. Yeah, especially in this area, like in this yellow one, where we show the light, then I can just tap a little bit, there are some separate green dots, and it feels like as it's the light going through the. Yeah. And then of course we can like work a bit more on this part, but then we can move. No, not to get too tired. In one. So this painter, he is considered to be impressionist, but one of the like his painting were more realistic. Yes. It's still. Yeah. And then also, of course, check, let's say, contradictions with lights. So, for example, now I have too many light areas. Yeah, I have light at the top and here at the bottom some. So then I need to choose. I need to choose which ones I will kind of calm down. Yeah, so for example, taking maybe something grayish is good. Yeah, so then maybe leaving just the ones at the sky. Just, yeah. And of course, one can have painting as elaborated as one wish. Can spend more time, less time. But still, in each stage, your painting should look, you know, still thinking about or more or less in this whole story. Okay. Oh, all right. More or less, I have my thing, like the coast there, like let's say representable. So then I will move to the water. Yeah, because then if there is time, I can move back again to the. All right. Okay, the water, we already need to change the movement of our hand. Then of course we'll be going more horizontally, trying to show also the feeling of the water. Started playing a bit with this thing. Let me. All right, going to the water. So it's also good, of course, to have so the reproduction I sent you. It's kind of very nice to zoom in. Yes, of course, one can, like, if you feel unclear with some parts, just zoom in and see, okay, how the strokes harder. But I suggest we just go with, of course, like the horizontal type of strokes. Here we can already maybe limit a bit the quantity of greens, maybe choose 2 or 3. So then it's already not so much. Yeah, and here even like with 1 or 2, I think one can work. And again, using the like the power, how you press. This can, like, you can use. And of course you can take also something, yeah, maybe even black a little bit to do this shadow here. And in general, if analyzing, then the real part of the trees is brighter and everything that is in the water is more grayish, more pale. And here we also have this, of course, this light that is reflecting. And then also can do it and then see if it will be too bright, then we will also calm it down a bit. And here, of course, I'm already not kind of scared. I go on top of the trees, on top of the brown part of the trees that I made. Because then it helps me to create a bit this water movement. And again, remember pressing harder and pressing lighter, then straight away you'll be getting different effects. For the upper part, I'm changing a bit my green. Here it looks brighter. And actually one can also mix a bit, like to mix different greenish. Depends how much available colors you have. Also changing a bit direction in how we put our oil pastel. Can help you kind of fill up some gaps. So of course here where the water we try to move just in a horizontal way, but a little bit if you feel. And then of course see, if you have changed a little bit the position of the trees, then of course you also need to change a bit the the reflection. Huh? That doesn't need to be like that crazily precise, but still more or less a bit kind of similar. Yeah, and then again here at the border of, it's already this side. So we don't think there is a bit darker, it's just because of the shadow that probably, you know, this thing itself is giving to the water. And like this, slowly, slowly filling up. Yeah, so my water is still without rain. If someone doesn't like rain, they can leave it. Happy, sunny. I think these kind of things are almost perfect to do with oil pastels. It feels so, no, easy, natural. How's going on your side, guys? Feeling is it tough or fun?
Every time I use oil pastels, I remember just how much I like them.
Yeah.
And I'm the opposite. Every time I use them, I remember I hate them. I'm not a fan of oil pastels.
What about you, Mel?
I think I prefer paint. I'm not sure I'm loving mine today. Mistakes are easier to correct with paint.
Really? I think all pastels you can just paint on top whatever you want. Like, no, doesn't work.
You can also just take a knife blade and scrape it off.
That's tempting.
Yeah, but painting mix the colours better, I think.
I think like here it's very different. Of course, you really need to jump. Like you take one, like all these different colors parallel, and so this can be either, maybe it can be a bit harder, you know, for. And,
Also, some oil pastels are easier to blend than others, aren't they?
Yeah.
of course, yes. Since me and Karen, you know which oil pastels we're using, then of course that could be also the hidden reason. Yeah, because these ones, they're really like so oily.
Maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe it's our pastels.
That's actually always the best. You can always blame it on. It's also maybe a bit pinkish here where the water is. Can also be good. I think a bit more grayish. Yeah, and this shadow from the other side of the river, feel free to make it like bigger, yeah, don't make it too like just small tiny line. Go ahead, make it more confident. Okay, I think I'll do also the corner of the ground, this brownish. I will leave the water drops to the end.
Like a minute of art, that's good.
Okay, something a bit reddish and something brownish red. Yeah, and here again, like in this thing here at the bottom, then again change a little bit the strokes. Here one can go with like small parts looking different directions. Yeah? So then we think and create a bit the texture.
Right, so.
Yeah, so what you can do, you can like sit many different spots, but then also take some other color and blend them. It also can be that maybe in your set you have this there are some sticks that the name was I forgot, but they don't paint. The purpose of them is that exactly they use them to blend the colors. So instead of using your finger, you can use them. What I'm doing, so I have my, of course, fancy Sinalia set. But then I also take cheaper ones, and then they're actually very good exactly to do this thing, to blend the Sinalia strokes. They're very nicely. Now putting them together.
Oh, we have no full puff.
That's just blending sort of orangey, browny. It's going to sort of blend it all together.
I just was, yeah. If you compare it to the original, I don't mind this one. Oh, we're not muted, are we? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's nothing like the original, but it's quite nice.
But so working with oil pastels kind of also, yeah, one like take effort a bit to notice what's working, what's not working, especially if you say, oh, okay, this thing kind of works, gives me nice effect. Yeah, and then just to discover, because it's all medium, you need just to give it more time and effort, get to know it.
Has anyone else noticed the boat? I've just
Yep.
noticed it.
Is it a boat?
Yeah.
I was always thinking it's just a part of the. Good one. Thanks, Karen.
That's what I'd been thinking, and I suddenly went, hold on a minute, that's too irregular.
Yeah, I noticed it. So am
Ah.
I already.
Apparently, I'm just doing nothing like the original, so it's fine.
I was sure it's just part of the ground something, but cool. Yeah, I can improve that. It's actually like, yeah, especially if you zoom in, what you have on the boat, you have this lighter area, this so then it will those highlights on top.
Yeah, that works. Too much there.
Yeah, and then of course there are also some romantic leaves on this ground in front. Can try to show them as well. But first I get tempted with the boat. It's there, can't ignore now. And for the boat, I will also cheat a bit. So I'll take just well, pastel pencils. Why? Because they are sharp. Yeah, so then I can just a bit make yeah, but then of course also make a shadow from the boat. So wasn't. Yeah, and let's say if you're taking white all pastel to put now these highlights, the boat, then like you can do the stroke and then kind of clean a bit your oil pastel, you know, on the paper. So then it's then you can get again the cleaner stroke. Okay, because nothing worked with my pencils, probably with Sommelier. It's too oily and I just kind of move the thing. Well, something I've tried. Wasn't it easy to do both? Some things like you get them with one stroke and sometimes you're like really fighting, struggling. Here also some parts going a bit like out, like some green leaves, yeah, so like a bit direction to the water. This is also, I think, like nice. Okay. All right. Yeah, creating small leaves. The secret is to create a little shadows. Yeah, so you create like you put just like a light green spot, but then a little bit some more dark shadow. We're still not getting to the water things, or maybe someone already doing. Like someone like Dara, for example. Yeah, then again, also the leaves here at the bottom, not to make them all too equally bright. So okay, time to move to experiment with what was the purpose of the circles. So it means, so I suggest, or I think here could work differently. It can work both like scraping or just putting on top lighter strokes. So just first we start with just lighter. It can be also white with bluish, or if you have like pale green that you haven't been using. I will take something, I think I'll take white because anyway it's gonna blur in there. But then also plain, of course. So of course maybe you can start like with the biggest ones. Yeah, so maybe like and honestly, when at first I saw his drops, I thought that they're kind of too circly. Yeah, so I felt a little bit that they're missing. Sometimes they break, so it's not the whole circle without like interruption, but opposite somewhere there is, somewhere there not. But of course, to make it easier, first you can just draw those ovals as they appear, as you feel. So let's say first now I'm doing with white, And then I can in parallel go behind and do a little bit. So it's kind of a circle and a bit of shadow, a bit darker under it, next to it. Yeah? And then of course, some of them they're kind of interrupting, like one with another. Yeah, and of course you also use chance to blur a bit the trees if there is some kind of. And some of them like be more brave. For some of them, put maybe like even okay, it was a bit too strong. White, but what I mean. Yeah, and even if some doesn't work, it's very easy to just remove it. Yeah, just kind of cover up. Mhm. So these water drops actually not that hard as fancy as they look. Or what you think? You think it's easy to make those? Yeah, it's just kind of circle, and then just to think a little bit about somewhere should be the shadow.
I can get my white to show up as well as you can.
No. Sort of scrape
Mm. Yeah, and there are also some like water drops visible, like, but they're less visible on like in the middle of the.
And the other one.
Yeah, they're more white there, but there are also some. Very curious to see how you guys doing. Actually, I'm surprised. I'm happy with the what I got. It was total improvisation of today's topic. But not so bad. I even feel motivated to go outside and try my own. But it will not be soon because it's snow outside. It's spring. Is to say, summer in Latvia is very, very beautiful. Just don't miss that one day. It's when. Yeah, and if you feel done, yeah, check, like put more far away. See, like check if something needs to be more countdown or the opposite. Maybe you're missing some accent. Yeah, or maybe there are some light areas too much interrupting one with each other. Then you need to choose which ones you want to leave more active and which ones will go. Yeah, and then if you feel done, you can go and do some details, maybe in some, yeah, maybe some part a bit more detailed. Yeah, not everything, but again, choose which one. And then somewhere again, a bit more darker with green. First is coming up. I even don't need to guess what is sending. Yes. Wow, impressed. I think we are getting to the next level, guys. Okay, it's too much light, but you can see it on. Yay. Okay, the boat. Yeah, the raindrops also cool. Fancy, Lauren. Yeah, don't even have much to add. The reflections of the trees are nice. They're like calmer, and the upper part is also yeah, lots of light. So you've just left the clean paper there,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
the light is. Yeah, that's also fine. Yeah. And like also your part with the brownish is very bright. Nice. I wouldn't, yeah, like I wouldn't change much. I also like this very, like the way you did here upper trees, like very, but it has the feeling that there is more air, there is more light, the bottom more. Fancy. Good job, Dar. In 1 hour, you see? Impressed.
I think Mel's on her way to see you in a second as well, but by the looks of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not so happy.
No, also interesting. It's so different, two of them.
I did say mine looks okay if you don't compare it to the original.
The thing I would suggest you, Mel, for example, reflection I like very much. What a little bit is that all your trees, they look a little bit like fence. So because I see like all of them from the bottom and like growing. So what you can take just green and just cover more like some stars. So let's say like this tree is in the middle. I don't see from the bottom, but then I see just from the middle and going up, and the rest is just full different greens. Yeah. And then like spontaneously cover others. So some trees, yes, you can see from the start, but some, and mainly they're just like unevenly hidden. Then I think it will look, yeah. And then the same also, maybe just break a little bit the same pattern in reflection. Yeah, so it feels also that it goes like one this greenish like hill, one inside, one greenish up, one inside. But then again, just unite them. So let's say if you now here make a big green bush in the middle, then you can also exactly unite it, and then it will look more and again, you see, but it is something that we all have it in somehow the brain. I don't know why they're doing it, and only if you kind of purposely think, Yeah, so for example, here also you can see all the leaves you did in this part here in front. And you can also see the kind of the same distance between them. Can you? Like the right side is fine, but the left side, I can see like I can put this like yeah, it's, I don't know, I think the brain, they feel more comfortable, but it happens with everyone and with me, and you know, and what happens, you just need kind of with purpose break it. Yeah, so I'm drawing something that I stop my hand and I kind of go, okay, I put two leaves together, I put one bigger, more far away. But if I don't think it, my hand will also do this story of this similar distance. Something is there, but still very nice. Kind of the general feeling is very nice. Yeah, sorry, I started with with suggestions, but it feels some like bright and happy. Maybe all those little leaves at top, and also the softness of colors. Yeah, it feels, as usually Mel style. It feels kind. and Darren feels power and yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm looking now at Darren's this brownish part. I want to also make mine became a bit more pale. I'm also gonna be a bit more active. Wow, Darren, you need already some more advanced tasks.
I don't think so.
Come on, you did it all in 1 hour. It's a bit similar like in when in school I teach, and then of course there are those who finish quickly, those who of course like they need more time, and happily Darren is not disturbing. But that's what happens. They finish quickly, they say I'm done, then they start of course making mess around. But then when I offer extra tasks, then they refuse. They say no, I'm done. I did the task, I don't want to know extra. But just kidding. Karen is still in silence. But I think this is like very, I don't know, I feel maybe, you know, there are some like topics or themes that, let's say, are more successful or more kind of like this one, even if we all have different, somehow they all feel, yeah, very interesting. So maybe it's combination of this water and trees, or also maybe composition of how many parts we have in each. Now, guys, we definitely need to start doing something more advanced, huh? Okay, Mel is sending one more. Yeah, okay. I mean, now maybe you could like the upper part I like, maybe just in the water. Maybe you can get back your whiter, I mean, or it was just the paper you were leaving. Yeah, because I mean, I like that there were some like openings. Yeah, so maybe just like get back maybe one or two of these openings in the water in the reflection. So it's nice you did on this, but maybe just, yeah. But it's like going back and forth, like you do more or less and till it's like nice. But I find it, let's compare it one. Yeah, I find it better, especially like this big tree in the like principal one covered. And the leaves at the bottom. Okay, just more leaves. Good. Yeah, now it feels, but very like your leaves, Mel, they look very cool. Yeah, they kind of, this is the artistic touch. You do just some thing like, yeah, it's a stroke, but get a really cool feeling. It is those leaves, and they're not boring, they're interestingly nice, guys. I'm happy. Thank you Karen for choice. Now this painter, I must admit, I wasn't familiar with him at all.
I knew when I picked it that Mel and Darren would really like it, or when I suggested it.
But so they don't think the life is too great, you said, but in oil pastels.
I think you said that.
But just because you asked to do oil pastels, but no, yeah.
I would probably have just done it in oil pastels anyway. You know me.
Yeah. But actually, it's good, for example, if you as an artist, you really like one medium, from time to time, it's good to go to your uncomfortable medium.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just kind of... Yay. Okay, I got too distracted with all your paintings. Now I already don't... I think my one is fine. Not sure what... You can also give me suggestions, actually. I'd be happy to. Like, as maybe from far away you see something that could be improved. And yeah. Nice. Today was such a, I'd say, easy session. Sometimes we, what was it, yesterday? No, not yesterday, the last week, Saturday. Yeah, Karen, we
Yeah.
did
So difficult.
that was struggle. But it's because it contained face. Yeah, face at once gives the pressure and
But also it was doing two things, wasn't it? Because it was being a swan and a woman, which was really, really difficult.
yeah, okay. I wasn't kind of thinking it this way. I was just kind of, yeah, strokes parts, but could be. Nice. Well, I feel also done on my side. Signature, well, maybe this is a copy, maybe just from the other side, just for yourself to remember the year. You know. Do you sign? Do you guys like sign and keep your artworks in order, or it's just kind of moment in process? And
I only sign it if it's original.
I agree. Yes, this is just the
Hmm.
drawing, isn't it? Well, nice one. Mhm. So I think I'm gonna stop recording. I mean, we can still hang out.
I'm a long way from finishing.
Right, well, we're going to shoot off now, I think. So thank you very much for that, Evie. And this new group next week is a week after, perhaps.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for joining, Darren. Thanks, Mel. Nice artworks. Yeah.
Great stuff.
See you both soon.
Okay.
Improving.
See you guys soon. Okay.
See
Take
you.
care.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.